Husband got nuclear revenge after DNA test revealed wife cheated at the wedding. When I married Laura, I thought I had found my forever partner. She was radiant, charming, and had a way of making me feel like the luckiest man in the world. Our wedding was a dream, an intimate gathering of family and friends, vows exchanged under the sunset, and promises of a lifetime together. I thought it was the happiest day of my life. Little did I know that while I was pledging my love to her, she had already betrayed me in the most unimaginable way. The perfect family. For the first few years, our marriage seemed perfect. We had 2 beautiful children, Ella, who was now 6, and Liam, who had just turned 4. I adored them with every fiber of my being. Being a father was the most fulfilling role of my life, and I cherished every moment with my kids. But as time went on, cracks began to form in our relationship. Laura started acting distant, and our intimacy faded. She became overly defensive about her phone and started spending more time out with her friends. My gut told me something was wrong, but I ignored it for the sake of our family. The suspicion. One evening, while organizing some family paperwork, I came across Ella's medical file. It mentioned her blood type, AB. I didn't think much of it at first, but later, something clicked in my mind. My blood type is O, and Laura's is A. I remembered enough from high school biology to know that 2 parents with these blood types couldn't produce a child with AB blood. The realization sent a cold shiver down my spine. I decided to investigate further. The next day, I discreetly took a DNA test kit to confirm my paternity. I swabbed my own cheek and collected samples from Ella and Liam, telling myself I was just being paranoid. When the results came back 2 weeks later, my world shattered. The DNA results. Ella wasn't my biological daughter. Neither was Liam. I felt like the air had been sucked out of the room. My mind raced with questions, disbelief, and rage. Had I been living a lie all these years? Was Laura capable of such a betrayal? I confronted her that evening, holding the DNA results in my trembling hands. Care to explain this? I asked, my voice low but seething with anger. Her face went pale. She stammered, trying to deny it at first, but when I pressed her further, the truth spilled out. She admitted that she had cheated, at our wedding. The father of both kids was her ex-boyfriend, someone she had a drunken one last time encounter with the night before we said, I do. She claimed she didn't think it would matter, that I was the better choice for a husband and father. You're a good man, and I knew you'd take care of me, she said, as if that made her actions justifiable. Her words felt like knives. I couldn't believe the woman I had loved and trusted had been lying to me from the very beginning, planning my revenge. Once the initial shock wore off, I knew I couldn't let this go unpunished. I wasn't just going to walk away quietly. I was going to make sure Laura felt the full weight of her betrayal. First, I consulted a lawyer. Since I wasn't the biological father of the kids, I wanted to ensure I wasn't legally obligated to pay child support after the divorce. My lawyer confirmed that I had a strong case, especially with the DNA results as evidence. Next, I began gathering all the evidence of her infidelity, including texts, emails, and financial records that showed she had been in contact with her ex over the years. I wanted to make sure there was no way she could spin this in her favor. But the piece de resistance of my plan was how I chose to expose her. The public fallout. Laura had planned a family gathering to celebrate Liam's birthday. It was a big event, with all of our friends and family invited. I decided this was the perfect stage to unveil the truth. After everyone had arrived, I stood up to make a toast. Laura looked nervous, sensing something was off, but she didn't dare stop me. I want to thank everyone for being here to celebrate Liam's birthday, I began. Family is everything to me, and I've always believed in honesty, loyalty, and love. I paused, holding up a folder with the DNA test results. Unfortunately, I recently discovered that the foundation of my family has been built on lies. These tests prove that I'm not the biological father of either of my children. Gasps filled the room. Laura's face turned beet red, and she started stammering excuses, but I wasn't done. And as for how this happened, Laura, why don't you tell everyone about your little fling with your ex, the night before our wedding? The room erupted into chaos. Her parents looked horrified, her friends were in shock, and Laura broke down in tears, begging me to stop. But I had made my point. The aftermath. The divorce was swift and brutal. I walked away with everything: the house, the savings, and my dignity. Laura's reputation was in tatters. And her ex-boyfriend? His wife left him as soon as she found out the truth. As for the kids, it broke my heart to leave them, but I knew they deserved to be with their real father. I stayed in their lives as much as I could, but I couldn't continue living a lie. Now, I'm focused on rebuilding my life. Betrayal cuts deep, but it also clears the path for a fresh start. Laura thought she could manipulate me forever, but in the end, her lies came crashing down like a house of cards. Sometimes the truth hurts, but it also sets you free.